Chapter 5, Mishnah 2. The main part of an animal offering is the blood service, the procedure of collecting the animal's blood and throwing it on the wall of the altar. This consists of 4 avodos, services: slaughtering the animal, shchita, receiving its blood in a temple vessel, kabbalah, bringing the blood to the altar, holacha, and throwing it on the wall of the altar, zirika. These avodos must be done for the sake of the correct offering. If the Kohen should have in mind to do them for a different offering, for example, if he brings an olah and has in mind during these avodos that it should be shalamim, the quality of the offering is affected. This Mishnah teaches the law for Pesach whose blood service was performed for the sake of a different offering. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. A Pesach that a person slaughtered not for its own sake, i.e. with the intention that it be a different offering and not the Pesach, or if he received the blood in a vessel, brought the blood to the altar, or threw it on the altar not for its own sake, or if he began one of these avodos for its own sake, i.e. for the sake of the Pesach, and continued the same avodah not for its own sake, or if he did the reverse, he began one of these avodos not for its own sake, and then continued it for its own sake. In each of these cases, whether he performed one avodah, or even just part of one avodah, for the sake of another offering, the Pesach is invalid. The Mishnah gives examples of the last 2 laws. What is an example of beginning an avodah for its own sake and continuing not for its own sake? One began the avodah for the sake of the Pesach and continued it for the sake of the shlamim. What is an example of starting an avodah not for its own sake and continuing for its own sake? One began the avodah for the sake of shlamim and continued it for the sake of the Pesach.